I'm Mark Moriarty, and in my brand new TV series, I'm the off-duty chef. For the past 10 years, I've had the pleasure of working in some amazing kitchens. We've even won a few awards, and some Michelin stars. But I also love cooking good, tasty food at home. So I want to show you some of my simple recipes so you can cook them yourself in your own kitchen. Love that nuttiness as well. That's going to be a perfect garnish for a piece of baked fish. More butter.
Look at that. Beautiful on the inside.
I love that dinner.
I'd eat 10 of them.
Did you know the annual Irish potato consumption is a whopping 85 kilos per person? That compares to 33 kilos everywhere else in the world. So it's fair to say we like a good old spud. In this episode, I'm going to be putting them front and center with 4 delicious recipes. I'm going old school with a hot pot, but with a twist on how best to use the potatoes. Good chunky potato. Then it's all about the perfect crispy potato. And look at that. Next, I'll be answering the age-old question, how do you get the perfect mashed potato?
That is pure indulgence on a spoon.
And to finish, we're going all out with some potato gratin and a quick steak.
I'm pretty proud of that one.
We use potatoes so much in our cooking here, but it doesn't always have to be boiled or mashed. This next recipe is a beef and potato hot pot, so the potato is front and center. It's both a base and a top. The top is going to go crispy, golden brown, it almost acts like a lid, and it cooks the meat perfectly inside. We need to get our oven preheating. We're going to go 150 degrees. Then we need to get our pot, which leads us to our potatoes, which are front and center of this recipe. They're going to serve 2 purposes. One is they're going to bulk up the base of our hot pot, and then we're going to do some artistic design on top where it will go crispy, almost like a lid. What we're going to do is we're going to cut them kind of chunky, about 3 centimeters in width, and they're going to be the base of our hot pot. Good chunky potato, because there's going to be a lot of moisture in the finished hot pot and the stewing beef, and that's going to go down and cook them underneath. We fill in so that there's no space left. That's the base sorted now, so I'm going to set that aside. Now we need to work on the filling. The key ingredient for it is going to be our beef cheeks. It's a beautiful cut of meat, full of flavour. Now this is a really tough piece of meat, not something you'd be frying and eating. And what I'll show you here, you can see there's lines of sinew, so that's impossible to chew or eat. But the only way you can break that down is with moisture and low temperatures, which is why we're going to stew this slowly. We're going to need to brown that meat to really flavour our stew. I'm getting a heavy based pot again because this is going to go in the oven. Onto our heat. We're going high heat because we want to get things brown. And then with a little bit of plain oil. Pan is smoking hot, time to get the meat in. That caramelized colour is what gives us that meaty flavour at the end. So don't go poking at it, don't go moving it. Let it do its thing, and we'll turn it over after about 2 minutes. So at this point, I'll turn it over. There's an example. It's gone really dark golden brown. That's where all that meaty flavour is going to be. So we've got them nicely coloured all over. We're going to get lots of flavour. And at this point, we're going to take them out. We're going to give the beef a bit of a rest, let the juices run out, but don't get rid of that oil in the base of the pan. That's full of that meaty flavour. What we're going to do with that is we're going to start caramelising some veg, which I have in the fridge. First thing I'm going to put in is my onion. And what the onion's going to do is, like the meat, we're going to get nice colour on it. It's going to caramelise, add to that meaty flavour, but also give us lots of sweetness. Same thing with the carrots. You'd be surprised with carrots when you caramelize them how sweet they actually go, how much sugar is in there, and how you'll taste that in the final stew. And lastly, celery. Not something I like too much by itself, but you'd be surprised when you cook it out how savoury it'll make a stew. What will really help this veg caramelize is adding some butter. And as the butter goes brown, it'll catch onto the veg and really enhance that flavour. Now we need to start adding layers of flavour in there. We're going to go to our store cupboard for that. Some dried thyme. I'm going with a good heaped teaspoon of that. Next, I'm going to add in about 3 tablespoons of just plain flour and some tomato paste, which is really going to intensify the flavour. About a tablespoon of that right in the middle. And that's one of those ingredients that really adds body to a stew. Now I'm going to return our beef cheeks to the pan with all that juice in there, which we can hear. That's good flavour. And then we're going to add some red wine. Straight in with about 300 mils. And look, you can see it starting to thicken up. That wine is mixed with that flour, and we've already got the base of a really nice sauce, full of flavour. I don't always have fresh stock or anything at home, so I add a little bit of water and then one of these little cheat stock pots which tastes intensely of beef. Perfect for these cheeks. And next, a good splash of soy sauce. It's another one of those store cupboard ingredients that I love. Make things taste really beefy and it's full of seasoning. And then the same thing kind of goes for the Worcester sauce, but it's a little bit more acidic. And these are ways of cheating flavour into your home stews. Now we're going to cook it in the oven about 2 hours at 150 degrees, and in that time the beef cheek will have gone nice and soft. It's time for the reveal. Oh, look at that. And now I'm just going to stick one of these through it. It's an old school potato masher. Because those beef cheeks are in chunks, I just want to crush them up a little bit so it gets really saucy. You want to cover the potatoes on the bottom, get it nicely halfway up, then it's ready for our last layer. Those potatoes are going to do a great job as this cooks because they're going to soak up all the excess juice from this stew and going to go really beefy in flavour. And then it's onto our potatoes from earlier. I said there will be one more layer. We're going to make a nice design that's going to go crispy on top and seal in all the flavours from that stew. Now all we need to do is fan our potatoes. We start at 12, work our way around the clock till it's completely covered. Don't worry, seems like a lot of work, but it's very, very satisfying, let me tell you. And presentation is key. We've come this far, might as well finish it off brilliantly. Whew. Last thing to do, we're just going to brush it with a little bit of melted butter so it goes nice and golden brown. It's looking good. Then we're going into the oven, 200 degrees, 20 minutes. Look at that. It's just what I was after. That potato is front and center. told you it would be a little bit of extra effort, but I think it's worth it.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty proud of that one.